Principle number 1: extreme accountability. Everything in your life, good or bad, is a direct result of your choices, actions, and mindset. Most people reject this idea because it's uncomfortable. They want to believe that their failures are caused by external factors. I wasn't given the same opportunities. I don't have the right connections. I was dealt a bad hand in life. But here's the harsh truth. Until you take full responsibility for your life, you will never be in control of it. If you blame others, you give away your power. You convince yourself that you can't change because the problem is outside of you. But once you take extreme accountability, everything shifts. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You stop hoping things will magically change. Instead, you take control. You realize that your success is your responsibility. Your failures are your responsibility. Your happiness is your responsibility. Your entire life is your responsibility. And once you accept this, you become unstoppable. Most people will do anything to avoid taking responsibility for their lives. Why? Because responsibility means pressure. It means admitting that where you are right now is because of your own actions, habits, and decisions. And that's uncomfortable. Blaming others is easier. Complaining is easier. Making excuses is easier. When people say, "It's not my fault," what they're really saying is, "I don't want to deal with this." But avoiding responsibility comes at a cost. The more you blame, the weaker you become. Every time you shift the blame onto someone else, your boss, your parents, the government, you reinforce the belief that you have no control over your own life. And once you believe that, you stop trying. You accept being broke. You accept being out of shape. You accept being unhappy. Because in your mind, there's nothing you can do about it. This is why most people never change. They get comfortable in their excuses, and they stay stuck forever. But here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. The world doesn't owe you anything. No one is responsible for your success except you. And the moment you embrace that truth, your entire life changes. Your mindset is the filter through which you see the world. Two people can go through the exact same situation, but one will rise and the other will fall, simply because of how they think about it. A person with a victim mindset sees challenges as unfair obstacles. A person with an accountability mindset sees challenges as opportunities to grow. Same situation, completely different outcomes. The way you think determines what actions you take, what risks you're willing to embrace. Whether you learn from failure or let it destroy you, whether you take control or let life push you around, most people have unknowingly trapped themselves in a mental cage. They've convinced themselves that their limitations are permanent. They believe success is for other people, not for them. This is why they don't even try. They say things like, "I could never be successful. I don't have what it takes. Things will never change for me." These aren't facts. These are just stories they tell themselves. And if you tell yourself the same story long enough, it becomes your reality. But here's the good news. You can change that story. You can stop focusing on what you can't control and start focusing on what you can. You can choose to believe, "I am in control of my life. I can learn anything I need to succeed. I have the power to change my circumstances." Because the second you believe this, everything changes. Once you change your mindset, you change your actions. Once you change your actions, you change your results. And once you change your results, you change your life. It all starts in your mind. Excuses are the chains that keep people trapped in mediocrity. People don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they convince themselves that they can't win before they even try. They tell themselves, "I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'm not smart enough. I wasn't born into the right circumstances." But every single one of these is a lie. Excuses are nothing more than justifications for inaction. They make you feel better about doing nothing. But here's the truth. If something is important to you, you will find a way. If it's not, you will find an excuse. Think about the things you claim you don't have time for. You don't have time to go to the gym, but you have time to scroll through social media for hours. You don't have time to start that business, but you have time to binge watch TV every night. You don't have time to read books, but you have time to gossip, complain, and waste time on distractions. Time isn't the issue. Priorities are. The same applies to every other excuse. I don't know how. Learn. Information is everywhere. I don't feel like it. Do it anyway. Motivation comes from action. I'm too tired. Fix your sleep, your diet, and your habits. It's too hard. Good. Hard things are the ones worth doing. Every time you make an excuse, you are choosing to stay stuck. Every time you break through an excuse, you take a step toward success. Which choice are you making? Once you eliminate excuses and take full responsibility for your life, you unlock something powerful: control. When you blame the world, you feel powerless. When you take responsibility, you feel powerful. Because now you understand that your future is in your hands. The difference between winners and losers isn't luck. It isn't intelligence. It isn't talent. It's responsibility. Successful people own everything in their lives. If their business fails, they don't blame the market. They adapt and try again. If they're out of shape, they don't blame their genetics. They fix their diet and train harder. If they're broke, they don't blame the economy. They find ways to earn more and spend smarter. They don't waste energy complaining. They don't wait for things to get easier. They don't expect anyone to fix their problems for them. They take action. Every successful person you admire has had every reason to make excuses. They've faced struggles, setbacks, and failures just like everyone else. The difference? They didn't use those struggles as an excuse to quit. They took ownership. They kept going. They did what needed to be done, no matter how hard it was. And that's why they succeeded. Now ask yourself, are you doing the same? Or are you still looking for something to blame? Extreme accountability isn't just about taking responsibility. It's about building a mindset so strong that nothing can stop you. This mindset isn't something you're born with. It's something you train, develop, and reinforce every single day. Here's how you do it. Step 1. Eliminate the victim mentality. The world does not owe you anything. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can start winning. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to feel sorry for you. No one is responsible for your progress except you. Victim mentality is the fastest way to stay stuck forever. If you keep telling yourself that life is unfair, you'll never take action. Here's the truth. Life isn't fair. Some people start ahead. Some people face massive obstacles. But none of that matters because complaining won't change your situation. Only action will. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim is the moment you gain control over your life. Step 2. Rewire your self-talk. The way you speak to yourself shapes your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'll never be successful," then that's exactly what you'll believe, and your actions will reflect it. You must shift your inner dialogue. Start saying, I am in control of my life. I have the power to improve. I will find a way, no matter what. This isn't just motivational talk. It's psychological conditioning. Your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. Speak like a winner, and you will start acting like one. Step 3. Take ownership of every situation. Most people take responsibility only when things go well. But the real test is whether you take ownership when things go wrong. If you fail an exam, don't blame the teacher, study harder. If you lose money, don't blame the economy. Learn how to manage your finances. If you get rejected, don't blame others. Improve yourself. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. If you refuse to take ownership, you refuse to grow. The best way to measure your progress is simple. The less you blame, the more control you have over your life. Step 4. Commit to daily action. A strong mindset isn't built in a day. It's built through consistent action. Read books that challenge your thinking. Train your body and build physical discipline. Set goals and execute on them daily. Surround yourself with people who push you to be better. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. If you want to be unstoppable, you must prove it every single day. Step 5. Stop seeking external validation. If you need approval from others to feel confident, you will always be weak. Most people stay average because they care too much about what others think. They are afraid to take risks, to fail, to be judged. But the truth is, no one cares. No one is thinking about you as much as you think they are. And even if they are, their opinions don't matter. What matters is whether you take action. The moment you stop needing validation from others is the moment you become free. Principle number 2. Relentless consistency. Success is not about talent. It's not about intelligence. It's not about luck. It's about showing up every single day and putting in the work, no matter how you feel. Most people fail, not because they aren't capable, but because they aren't consistent. They start a workout routine, but quit after 2 weeks. They start a business, but give up when they don't see fast results. They start reading, but stop as soon as it gets boring. They expect overnight success, and when it doesn't happen, they quit. But the truth is, success is a byproduct of relentless consistency. If you can master the ability to show up and execute every single day, you will separate yourself from 99% of people. Because talent fades, motivation dies. But consistency? That's what builds unstoppable momentum. Most people start strong but fade quickly. They begin with energy, excitement, and motivation, but within weeks, or even days, they fall off. Why? Because they rely on feelings instead of commitment. They only work hard when they feel like it. They only go to the gym when they're motivated. They only stay disciplined when it's easy. But real success doesn't care about your feelings. If you only take action when you feel good, you'll never get anywhere. This is why most people fail. They start something new, but the moment they feel tired, frustrated, or bored, they stop. And stopping kills progress. Every time you stop and restart, you lose momentum. Every time you break consistency, you make it harder to come back. Every time you quit early, you reinforce the habit of giving up. The solution: make consistency non-negotiable. You don't skip workouts because you're tired. You don't stop working on your goals because you're frustrated. You don't slow down just because results aren't instant. You show up no matter what. That's the difference between winners and everyone else. Success isn't about intensity, it's about repetition. Most people think they need extreme motivation or some secret formula to win. But the truth is much simpler. Do the right things over and over again until they become second nature. Here's how you build unstoppable consistency. Step 1. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days you won't even want to get out of bed. If you only take action when you're motivated, you'll never accomplish anything great. Discipline beats motivation every time. Go to the gym even when you're tired. Work on your goals even when you don't feel like it. Stick to your routine even when it's boring. Winners don't rely on feelings. They rely on systems, habits, and discipline. Step 2. Lower the bar, but never skip. The biggest mistake people make: going too hard, too fast. They start an extreme diet, then quit after a week. They work out for 2 hours a day, then burn out. They try to be perfect, then give up when they slip once. Consistency isn't about doing 100% effort once in a while. It's about doing something every single day. On the days you don't feel like giving 100%, give 50%. On the days you feel drained, do something small instead of nothing. What matters is that you never break the chain. Miss 1 day? Fine. Miss 2 days? Now you're in danger. Miss 3 days? You're creating a new habit, quitting. Step 3. Build a system, not just goals. Most people set goals, but they don't create a system to reach them. A goal is the destination. A system is the daily process that gets you there. Instead of just saying, "I want to get in shape," set a system. Work out at 7 a.m. every day. Instead of just saying, "I want to read more," set a system. Read 10 pages before bed. Instead of just saying, "I want to make more money," set a system. Work on my business for 2 hours daily. Systems remove decision-making. You don't have to feel like it. You just follow the system. And over time, that system turns into who you are. Step 4. Master the art of showing up. Success isn't built on perfect days. It's built on showing up even on the bad days. Show up when you're tired. Show up when you're uninspired. Show up when progress feels slow. Because every time you show up, you're reinforcing who you are. Every time you stick to your habits, you prove to yourself that you are the kind of person who follows through. And once you prove that to yourself enough times, quitting stops being an option. That's how you become unstoppable. Most people fail because they expect instant results. They go to the gym for a week and quit because they don't see a six-pack. They start a business and quit because they don't make money in the first month. They read one book and complain that their life hasn't changed. But success doesn't work like that. It's a slow build. The hidden power of small, consistent actions. Every small action you take compounds over time. Reading 10 pages a day doesn't seem like much, but that's 12 books a year. Doing 50 push-ups a day won't make you a bodybuilder overnight, but in a year, that's 18,000 push-ups. Investing a little money each month won't make you rich today, but in 10 years, it can change your life. The results don't come instantly, but if you stick with it long enough, the payoff is massive. Why most people never see the payoff. Most people quit right before they would have seen results. They put in effort for a few weeks, don't see major changes, and assume it's not working. But success doesn't happen in a straight line. At first, it feels like nothing is happening. You're working hard, but you don't see the results yet. Then, suddenly, everything compounds. The person who worked out for months with no visible results, one day, they wake up and realize they've transformed. The entrepreneur who struggled for years? One day, they land the deal that changes everything. The writer who kept publishing even when no one was reading? One day, their work explodes in popularity. This is the compound effect in action. You don't see the results at first, but if you stay consistent, the progress is inevitable. The formula for massive success: do the small things every single day. Be patient. Results take time. Never stop, even when it feels like nothing is happening. If you understand this, you will outlast and outperform everyone who quits early. Because most people give up before they reach the tipping point. But you'll still be standing, still improving, still building momentum, and when the results finally hit, they will be unstoppable. Everyone can be consistent when things are easy. But what separates the winners from everyone else is their ability to stay consistent even when life gets tough. Because here's the truth: there will be days when you're tired. There will be days when you feel unmotivated. There will be days when everything seems to go wrong. And this is where most people break. They let stress, setbacks, and emotions throw them off track. But the ones who succeed, they find a way to keep going, no matter what. First, stop negotiating with yourself. Most people fail because they give themselves an option to quit. They wake up and decide if they feel like going to the gym. They sit down to work and decide if they're in the mood to focus. They let their emotions determine their actions. But high achievers don't negotiate with themselves. They don't waste time debating whether they should do the work. They just do it. No discussion, no excuses, no delays. If something is important, it gets done, regardless of how they feel. 2. Prepare for resistance before it happens. Failure usually doesn't happen because of one big mistake. It happens when you let small excuses stack up. I'm too tired today. I'll skip just this once. I'll get back on track tomorrow. One missed day won't hurt. But one missed day leads to 2. 2 leads to a week. And before you know it, you've lost all momentum. The solution: expect obstacles and have a plan to push through them. If you know your schedule will be hectic, plan shorter, non-negotiable tasks. If you know you'll feel unmotivated, commit to starting anyway. Momentum will follow. If you know distractions will come up, eliminate them before they do. Winners don't let obstacles surprise them. They see them coming and stay on track anyway. 3. Track your progress every day. What gets measured gets improved. If you don't track your progress, it's easy to lose motivation and convince yourself that you're not making any. But when you see your streak of workouts, your hours of deep work, or the progress you've made, you'll be much less likely to break your consistency. Try this. Use a habit tracker. Write down your wins every day. Keep a journal of your progress. Seeing proof that you're improving, even if it's small, will keep you locked in. Remember, your future is built on your daily actions every day. You are either getting closer to success or drifting further away from it. There is no in between. Everything you do today, no matter how small, is shaping your future. If you skip the workout today, you're making it easier to skip again tomorrow. If you let distractions take over today, you're making it harder to focus tomorrow. If you make excuses today, you're building a habit of quitting. But the opposite is also true. If you show up today, you'll show up tomorrow. If you push through discomfort today, you'll get stronger tomorrow. If you stay consistent today, your future self will thank you. Most people think consistency is about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. But that's why they struggle. They see discipline as a burden. They see hard work as suffering. And that's why they always burn out. The secret? You have to change the way you see the process. Winners don't just tolerate the grind, they fall in love with it. They don't think, I have to work out. They think, I get to train my body. I have to work on my goals. They think, I get to build my dream life. I have to stay disciplined. They think, I choose to be in control. 1. Focus on identity, not just actions. If you only see habits as tasks to check off, you'll always struggle. Instead, you have to become the kind of person who does them naturally. Don't just run, become a runner. Don't just read, become a learner. Don't just go to the gym, become an athlete. The more you align your identity with the actions you want to take, the easier they become. 2. Train yourself to love the work. Most people only like doing things when they see quick rewards. That's why they struggle with long-term consistency. But high achievers? They train themselves to love the process, not just the results. They don't just love winning, they love the grind that leads to winning. They don't just love success, they love becoming the person who earns it. If you can learn to love the discipline, the structure, the daily execution, you'll never struggle with consistency again. 3. Stop seeking instant gratification. In today's world, everyone wants fast results with minimal effort. That's why they chase shortcuts that don't work. Give up when things don't happen overnight. Stay addicted to distractions that give them quick dopamine. But if you want real success, you must train yourself to play the long game. Build skills instead of chasing quick hacks. Embrace the process instead of looking for instant success. Delay gratification and put in the work, even when the payoff isn't immediate. Because while everyone else is looking for the easiest way out, you'll be building something that actually lasts. Principle number 3. Radical self-discipline. Success isn't about luck. It isn't about talent. It isn't even about intelligence. It's about discipline. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Discipline is what makes the difference between success and failure. Discipline is what turns goals into reality. Most people never reach their potential, not because they aren't capable, but because they can't control themselves. They let distractions pull them away from their work. They let emotions dictate their decisions. They choose comfort over progress, time and time again. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But here's the truth. If you don't have discipline, you don't have control over your life. The world is full of people who want success, but aren't willing to do what it takes, consistently, every single day. That's why discipline is rare. That's why it's powerful. And that's why, if you can master it, you will become unstoppable. Most people know what they need to do. They know they should wake up early. They know they should work out. They know they should stay focused and avoid distractions. So why don't they do it? Because knowing is easy. Doing is hard. And the reason it's hard? They rely on motivation instead of discipline. 1. Motivation is a trap. Motivation is temporary. Some days you'll feel fired up. Other days, you won't feel like doing anything. If you rely on motivation, you'll always be inconsistent. Successful people don't wait until they feel like it. They take action whether they feel like it or not. That's what separates them from everyone else. Discipline is showing up when you're tired. Discipline is pushing forward when it's inconvenient. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, no matter what. 2. Comfort is the enemy. Most people are weak because they are addicted to comfort. They hit snooze instead of waking up. They scroll on their phones instead of working. They eat junk food instead of staying disciplined. And every time they choose comfort over progress, they get weaker. Discipline means choosing growth over comfort. It means getting out of bed when you don't want to. It means pushing through discomfort instead of avoiding it. It means doing the hard things now, so life becomes easier later. 3. They don't control their environment. Willpower is overrated. If you keep junk food in your house, you'll eat it. If you keep your phone next to you, you'll scroll. If you surround yourself with lazy people, you'll become one of them. Self-discipline starts with eliminating temptations. If you want to be focused, remove distractions. If you want to be productive, create a system that forces you to work. If you want to be healthy, get rid of the junk and stock your house with real food. Make discipline easier by controlling your environment. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through repetition, through struggle, through deliberate action. The good news? Anyone can develop it if they're willing to do the work. Here's how. 1. Stop negotiating with yourself. Most people fail because they give themselves an option to quit. They wake up and think, should I go to the gym today? They sit down to work and think, maybe I'll start in a few minutes. They let their feelings decide their actions. This is a weakness. Discipline means removing the decision. You don't decide if you're going to the gym. You just go. You don't debate whether to work. You just start. You don't wait until you feel like it. You do it anyway. The moment you stop negotiating with yourself, your life changes. 2. Create unbreakable routines. Discipline is not about willpower. It's about systems. Willpower fades. But if you have a system in place, you don't need to rely on it. Wake up at the same time every day. No snoozing, no debating. Set fixed times for deep work. No distractions, no excuses. Go to the gym at a set time. Whether you're tired or not, you go. Make it automatic. Remove the need for motivation. The more you lock in your habits, the less effort it takes to stay disciplined. 3. Do the hardest thing first. Most people procrastinate on the hard stuff. They check their phones, they waste time, they avoid the real work. But winners? They attack the hardest task first. If you hate working out, do it first thing in the morning. If your work requires deep focus, do it before checking emails. If you need to have a difficult conversation, handle it first. When you start your day by tackling the hardest thing, everything else becomes easier. And more importantly, you train yourself to stop avoiding discomfort. 4. Become comfortable with pain. Discipline is the ability to do what's difficult. That means you have to embrace discomfort. Push yourself in the gym when your muscles burn. Work when you're tired instead of taking a break. Say no to distractions even when they're tempting. Weak people avoid pain. Strong people lean into it. Because they know growth only happens through struggle. If you want to build discipline, you must be willing to endure discomfort over and over again. And over time, that discomfort stops feeling like suffering. It starts feeling like power. Because every time you push through, you're proving to yourself, I don't quit. And once you know that about yourself, nothing can stop you. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with discipline is that they try to go at it alone. They think they can build habits and change their life without any outside help. But self-discipline is much easier to maintain when you have accountability. The truth is, we are social creatures. We are far more likely to stay disciplined and follow through on our goals when someone else is watching, guiding, or even expecting us to show up. Accountability acts like a mirror, showing us the truth of our actions and pushing us to do more. So how do you use accountability to build unbreakable self-discipline? 1. Find an accountability partner. One of the most powerful ways to stay disciplined is to find someone who holds you accountable. This could be a friend, family member, mentor, or even a coach. The key is to have someone who checks in with you regularly, knows your goals and progress, will challenge you when you slip up. When you know that someone else is expecting you to do something, you are far less likely to let yourself down. It's much harder to skip that workout or miss that deadline when you know someone will ask you about it. 2. Join a group or community. If you're not sure where to find an accountability partner, join a community that supports your goals. Whether it's an online group, a fitness class, or a mastermind group for entrepreneurs, being part of a group creates a collective commitment to success. You'll see other people making progress, and that will push you to do the same. You'll get access to resources, advice, and motivation that you can't get on your own. And most importantly, the group's energy and expectations will hold you accountable. When you're surrounded by others who are on the same path, consistency becomes a shared value, and you'll find it much easier to stay on track. 3. Make your goals public. If you want to triple your chances of success, make your goals public. Tell your friends, family, or social media followers about your ambitions. Let them know what you're working on and ask them to check in on your progress. This creates a level of social pressure that pushes you to take consistent action. The fear of disappointing others can be a powerful motivator. When people are watching, you'll think twice before slacking off or breaking your commitment. Making your goals public also has an added benefit. It builds a sense of pride. As you achieve your milestones, you'll feel the pride of not only achieving something for yourself, but also showing others that you can follow through on your promises. 4th, track and celebrate your progress. Accountability isn't just about checking in when you slip up. It's also about celebrating your wins. Tracking your progress is a powerful tool for staying disciplined because it gives you proof that your efforts are paying off. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't see results immediately, but when you track your actions, you see how much progress you've made over time. Keep a habit tracker. Take progress photos. Write down your wins daily. As you see your progress, you'll feel more motivated to keep going. Celebrating these small victories can fuel your drive and keep you consistent. Also, when you share these wins with your accountability partner or group, you gain the extra benefit of external recognition, which reinforces the belief that you are moving in the right direction. 5. Don't be afraid to ask for help. When you struggle, don't hesitate to ask for support. Most people are reluctant to admit when they need help because they want to seem like they can handle everything on their own. But the most successful people know that seeking help is a strength, not a weakness. Whether it's asking for feedback, getting advice on how to improve your discipline, or even asking for someone to help you stay on track, don't be afraid to lean on others. Your accountability network can provide invaluable support and guidance when you feel stuck or overwhelmed. The act of asking for help also reinforces the importance of your goal. It shows you're serious and committed to your success, and it gives you an extra layer of motivation to keep going. 6. Create a reward and penalty system. Accountability doesn't just have to be about checking in and celebrating wins. It can also include penalties for failure. A personal system of rewards and penalties can help boost your discipline by giving you both positive reinforcement and a deterrent for slacking off. Reward yourself when you hit your goals. Treat yourself to something special when you hit a milestone, like a weekend getaway, a new gadget, or a night out. Penalize yourself when you don't follow through. This could mean giving money to a cause you don't support, doing extra chores, or losing privileges like a favorite activity. The idea is that the consequences of breaking your commitments need to outweigh the temporary satisfaction of slacking off. But, in the same vein, the rewards for keeping your discipline must feel equally motivating. Building unbreakable self-discipline isn't easy. It takes time, patience, and a commitment to doing the hard work, even when you don't feel like it. But the payoff is immeasurable. Self-discipline is what turns dreams into reality. It's the force that pushes you to show up day after day, even when you're tired, unmotivated, or facing obstacles. It's what separates the winners from the ones who never reach their potential. But here's the truth. Self-discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that you develop through consistent effort and intentional action. It's a muscle that gets stronger every time you choose progress over comfort. Every time you push through resistance, you're reinforcing your ability to stay disciplined. Stop relying on motivation to get things done. Build systems and routines that make discipline automatic. Embrace discomfort, because growth only happens through struggle. Surround yourself with accountability and make your goals public. Most importantly, remember that discipline is a choice. Every single day, you have the power to decide whether or not you will take action toward your goals. You don't need permission. You don't need motivation. You just need to decide. And when you do, you'll find that nothing can stop you. Because discipline isn't just about doing the work. It's about becoming the kind of person who never quits. So commit to building your discipline every day. Show up, do the work, and understand that every small, consistent action is getting you closer to the life you've always dreamed of. Because when you have discipline, you have control. And when you have control, you can create anything you want.